Hello everyone, welcome live to 3YTV, tonight's broadcast of the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit, live from Eldora in Rossburg, Ohio. I'm Peter Short and will be bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage here tonight from what is become one of the world's most famous dirt tracks. And it is going to be an absolute stellar one here tonight on 3YTV. Let's bring up the current standings here in the practice session. It is Chris Eberly, the number 3 machine, who is currently atop the board here and has put in an absolute stellar lap time of a 16.75. Jared King nipping at his heels, just about 0.2 of a second back, and another 1/10 of a second back to Wade Burris in third. Dustin Land and Kurt Burns rounding out your top 5. Definitely going to be a fun one here tonight. We want to thank each and every one of you joining us here on the channel here tonight on what is Memorial Day in the United States. And we are going to take a brief second to appreciate all of the people who have served and lost their lives across the world and in all the battles. So just a brief pause here. Please join us for a moment of silence. Thank you for that. Now, just about 12 seconds left here in the practice session, and we will jump over here to our 2 heats here tonight. Relatively small field here tonight since it is Memorial Day here in the United States. We look at Nicholas Lamb here, just trying to get a couple of extra turns in. There's Anthony Karff in the 0-1 machine, and there is Jeff Lamb in his number 67 machine, but the racetrack is going to go quiet here for heat number 1. And let's see if we can bring up the grid for heat number 1. And there you see Kurt Burns and Merle Garing on row number 1. Jeff Lamb, Dustin Lamb on row number 2. Anthony Karff, JP Scheiderer on row number 3. Chris Eberly, Wade Burns, row number 4. Oliver Golding, Jared King, row number 5. Nicholas Lamb and Eric Bisline on row number 6. Looking a little bit... well, looks like I thought there was 13 cars, but it appears like there's only 12. So it looks like everyone here will be in this one heat race. So we'll get all those cars out there here lined up for you and gridded. Waiting for that iRacing pace truck to roll out onto the racetrack. There it goes. Definitely going to be an interesting heat race. We've seen some great racing here in the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit on 3YTV the last couple of weeks. If you have missed out, folks, you have definitely been missing some great action. Last week, Cedar Lake was, again, a stellar finish. You kind of had to wait all the way to the end of the race to figure out who was going to win that one. Same thing happened at Knoxville the week before, 2 weeks ago from tonight, where we had a last-minute, last-corner pass for the race win. Definitely going to see a lot of action here tonight at Eldora. This racetrack always lends itself to drivers trying the top, drivers trying the bottom. It's very wide, and of course, with the drivers trying to go down there to the bottom side of the racetrack, there looks to be right now quite a bit of grip still left down there. We saw quite a few drivers in practice try it out down there, but we'll see whether or not the high line reigns supreme. We've seen that here at Eldora before, but we know with these 358 modifieds, they're fairly light, and they can make that bottom work. Pace truck heads down pit road. Kurt Burns in the number 9 machine. The number 9X will get us to the green flag, and we're racing at Eldora. But big accident in the back of the pack. Dustin Lamb in the number 10 machine right there, heavily involved. No caution flags in this heat race. Eric Bisline in the number 92 involved as well. There is the number 5, and Nicholas Lamb. He was caught up in that. Let's see. Oh, man, the 67 machine. Jeff Lamb coming down the racetrack to catch him out. And we got cars going into backwards on the racetrack right now. Here comes the number 6 of Merle Garing, who's been able to get himself to the race lead. Let's see if we can go back and look and see what all happened there right at the start of the field, because let's get a look and see. Let's keep our eyes on Dustin Lamb right here. We do know that number 10 car was involved in the accident, and we'll jump back here briefly to the action. But, oh, man, he just got into the outside wall, and it was kind of a snowball from that BIS line getting involved. Here comes the number 5 machine jumping in late. So a couple of drivers here pretty heavily damaged, and not sure what happened to the number 67 machine, but here we are back live, and Jeff Lamb in that number 67 about to go, I think, one lap down to your race leader, who is Merle Garing in that number 6 right there, running that higher line. Now we'll start to see just what line will be giving these drivers the advantage over these next couple of laps. Let's see if we can go on board with one of these drivers. Let's see if we can go on board with Wade Burris right here in the number 98 machine. Wade whipping his way into the corner. This is a great look on board with that number 98 machine. And get a little look at the speeds here that he's running around the racetrack. On the top side, you see right down there on the bottom, that is Kurt Burns in the number 9X. Oh, the 67 having another issue. That's Jeff Lamb, and he is in the outside wall right there, and able to keep things going, but the number 67 having another issue. There is Merle Garing the 4th up at the front of the field, now pulling away up to about a 1 second lead over Chris Eberly right there, the number 3 machine. Wade Burris is in 3rd. Kurt Burns running that bottom side of the racetrack is in 4th, and then you have to go ways back to Anthony Carve, who is right there. We're hearing that there has been another incident. We have 3 laps to go. Let's see if we can go back and get a quick look here. This is Jared King in his machine running the bottom side of the racetrack. Was there contact up ahead? There might very well have been. And oh, sure enough, the 13 got in the wall, and oh, just a couple of cars there coming together. Jared King involved and Oliver Golding. Let's go back live because, of course, caution flags do not come out here in this. We have 2 laps to go for Merle Garing the 4th. Coming out of turn number 4, he will see the white flag on the one and only heat race that we will have here tonight. 40 laps is our feature here at Eldora. Should go by pretty quickly. If you've been watching us for the past couple of weeks, we've had quite a few caution flags, but with such a small field size here tonight due to Memorial Day, I don't expect that. Coming out of turn number 4, it is Merle Garing who will pick up the heat win. Chris Eberly going to come home in 3rd. Wade Burris going to, he's 2nd. Wade Burris is going to come home in 3rd in the number 98 machine. Love that paint scheme on that number 98 machine. Well, let's see if we can jump over and figure out just what that is going to do for your grid here tonight, because they do run a little bit of an inversion here in the feature race. Jared King in the number 12 machine will be picking up starting position number 1 in the number 12. Anthony Karf, the number 90, alongside him. Anthony does run that 01 machine. It says number 90 on the scoring pylon, but that is the number 01, that bright orange machine you see right there on the right behind Dustin Lamb's name. On row number 2, Kurt Burns and Wade Burris. Row number 3, Chris Eberly, Merle Garing the 4th, who just picked up that heat win. So going to be exciting to see those 2 drivers come from row number 3 here in the feature here tonight. Oliver Golding and Dustin Lamb on row number 4. Jeff Lamb, Nicholas Lamb on row number 5. How about that? Dustin, Jeff, and Nicholas all together out there, 8th through 10th. Eric Bisline and JP Scheiderer on row number 6. And that will round out your field here tonight. JP Scheiderer currently not out there on the racetrack, so we'll have to see whether or not he is able to get his car going here tonight. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here on 3 Wide TV for tonight's Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit action from Eldora. This is race number 13 of their championship. It is the penultimate round of the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit. Definitely going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out at the end of the season. I'm Peter Short, and I will be taking you to the end of tonight's race. Just waiting for the pace car to pull off here and come down pit road. There goes the pace truck, I should say. And it is Jared King on the inside line. Does not get a good start. Anthony Karpf in the 0-1 machine out to a big jump. But look at this gaggle of cars out back. The 358 modifieds, they're all beating and banging almost 4 wide down the backstretch. We're 3 wide through turn number 3. And the number 98, Wade Burris, gets kicked up to the high side of the racetrack. Merle Garing, the 4th, getting bumped around as well. This is some great action. Anthony Karpf leading up at the front right now, but it is the number 6 machine, Merle Garing, the 4th, trying to make a move. He gives a bumper to the number 3 of Chris Eberly. Here comes the number 9X down there on the bottom side. That is Kurt Burns in his machine, slinging it completely sideways, and there's a little bit of a stack up behind him. Dustin Lamb, and I think that's Eric Bisline. Bisline has gone around. He gets it back going. We stay green flag here. Meanwhile, up the front, it is still Anthony Karpf in the 0-1 machine. Jared King behind him. Oliver Golding right there. The number 13 is in 3rd, but we know that the 2 cars behind him are very fast. And oh no! It is Anthony Karpf wall riding, and that will surely bring out our first caution flag here tonight. And sure enough, it does. Let's see if we can figure out what all happened here with driver of the 0-1 machine up at the front of the field. Was your race leader here. Here we go on the 3-wide TV replay, heading down the backstretch. Got the number 12 to his inside and just gets a little bit too high up on the racetrack. Hits that cushion, and that cushion pole vaults him into the outside wall. Luckily able to get it back on all 4s and get that car back going, but I'm sure he will be a little bit upset with what happened there. Let's see if we can ride on board and see exactly what happened here. Put this into the 3-wide TV slow-mo, and just carries a little bit too much speed into the corner, hits that cushion, rides the cushion up into the wall, and as you can see, gets on his side. You see him cranking that wheel, trying to see if it would flip back over. The good news for him is just about here. It is just about to go over, dug into the racetrack, and as the momentum shifted, was able to get that 358 back on all 4 wheels. So that will bring out caution flag number 1. The good news, folks, is that these caution flags do not last very long here around these dirt tracks, and I believe already the pace truck lights have turned off, and there you go, they have indeed. So Jared King will be leading us back to the green flag. Oliver Golding to his outside. Chris Eberly and Merle Garing the 4th on row number 2 for this restart. Wade Burris and Kurt Burns on row number 3. Green flag back in the air. And the number 12, Jared King, off to a fantastic restart. But here comes Chris Eberly. We know that the number 3 machine is very quick. He's digging down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Might have been contact. There was contact back behind them with Merle Garing, as well as the number 98 of Wade Burris. They are locked in a battle, but here comes Nicholas Lamb in the number 5 machine right there. And he is giving a little bit of a bump to the back of Wade Burris. Gets a little bit sideways coming out of the corner, and they start to go side by side. But how about, speaking of side by side, battle for the race lead, the number 13, Oliver Golding, getting himself up to the front. Here comes Chris Eberly trying to use that high line, as Jared King, that inside really not working right now for the number 12 machine. And oh, Merle Garing gets up into the wall, and somehow we stay green. How about that? A little bit of connection issues. Nicholas Lamb trying to take that opportunity, a little stack up with Garing getting up into the wall. Use that stack up to get himself now up into the 6th position. That moves Merle back into 5th. But my oh my, up at the front of the field, it is still the number 13 of Oliver Golding, as we are now working lap number 9. 40 laps in the books here tonight for this one, and Eberly really using that dirt cushion to his advantage. Is he going to have a look to the inside on the number 13? Indeed he does. Here comes Chris Eberly with a big dive down to the bottom side of the racetrack and moves up, slide job, and the 13 into the wall, coming down the racetrack, and now impales the inside wall, and that is as hard of a hit as I have seen here in the Illicit Designs dirt circuit over the past couple of weeks. The front end on the number 13 is gone, and caution flag is back in the air for the 2nd time here tonight. Let's see if we can see that one all go on. There goes the dive down to the inside of the racetrack. There's the number 3 of Eberly. And unfortunately, just absolutely nowhere to go. That was the front end camera on that number 13 machine. A very tough look. Let's see if we can go back, get one more look on board with this number 13 machine. Let's see if we can just ride on board here and see how this all happened from the driver's perspective. There's the bump, and when he made that contact, kind of shot him up into the wall. Now he came down the racetrack, I think right in front of Wade Burris. Let's see if we can get a look on board with Wade Burris in just a 3-wide TV replay. Here we go, on board with the number 98 machine. And just keep your eye out front for the number 13. Just kind of see out to the right side. You don't have a great look, and oh man, that was some stellar driving, folks, to get on the brakes and keep that number 98 pointed in the right direction. It's not easy to get these cars slowed down and pointed in the right direction here in these dirt cars, because they really do not like to stop. They like to go fast, they like to sling dirt, they like to turn left a lot, but they really don't want to slow down. And Wade Burris able to keep that number 98 up inside the top 5 as the pace truck heads down pit road. I believe the number 6 machine of Merle Garing, the 4th, came down and made a pit stop as well under this caution flag. So he has a fresh car, but Chris Everly up at the front, he has a fresh lead, and that is what you want to see. Looking a little bit further back in the pack, there is Eric Bisline in his machine. Wade Burris, however, looking to the inside of Jared King. This is a side-by-side battle for second. You see that number 98 really throwing it in to the corner, getting it sideways, but in doing so, has opened up the door here for Nicholas Lamb, who has been charging his way up to the front, but contact the 12 into the outside wall. We've seen that a couple of times out of some of these drivers now, that outside in turn number 3 really being treacherous. That has allowed Wade Burris to get to the outside. Nicholas Lamb has gone from 3rd to 3rd as they all swap positions up there inside the top 4. But the 12 machine coming back. There's contact. Lamb able to hold on to it, however, but now he's going to fall into the clutches of some of these cars back behind him as Kurt Burns in the number 9X machine. He is working his way now through turn number 3 and 4. That 9X, he has been running down there on the bottom side of the racetrack as we have a caution flag coming out here. Let's see if we can figure out what this caution flag has come out for. Right here on the 3-wide TV replay, hearing it might be the number 6 machine involved here. Coming down the backstretch off into turn number 3. Oh, gets into the 0-1 and goes for a tumble there. The number 13 of Oliver Golding sending Merle Garing, the 4th, up and over, but he also lands on all 4 tires. Let's see if we can get one more look at that one. Let's see if we can go on board with the driver right here. Let's see if we can jump on board. Here we go, looking a little bit further forward. Let's watch that hand motion there. Just, man, gets in there a little bit, makes that contact. That's a really tough one to call. The out-of-race admins will have a tough time to call that one, because if you look at it just with the way that those cars were yawed out on entry into turn number 3, it was one of those dirt racing deals. I don't really think you can kind of call that one on anyone. Here we go. Go back and get this one on the 3-wide TV replay. The 01 gets really sideways, loses a lot of momentum when he does so. And the number 6, he wasn't as yawed out. Then the number 13, just nowhere to go. And Oliver Golding just kind of bulldozering his way through there, unfortunately, with him just having no time to react. And the number 6, really having a tough time of it. And that's a real tough break for the driver who did win his heat race here tonight. Meanwhile, back up at the front of the field, we are back. Green flag, and Eric Bisline getting up into the wall at the back of the field, but we stay green flag. He did miss the restart there briefly, but you did get to see Eric Bisline in the number 92 almost go up and over, and now the 86 has gone up and over. No, excuse me, the number 98, not the 86, the number 98. And again, Merle Garing, the 4th, getting involved. And it looks like that number 86 is broken. That is Wade Burris, and We are back under yellow flag here again. There's Eric Bissline going around in the back of the screen there as we jump back from the 3-wide TV replay. But ooh, 3 wide right there. That's not going to work. Jared King was up in the middle, the 86 on the top side, and Wade Burr's got the bad end of that stick. 3 wide here at Eldora. You can definitely do it, but I think those drivers might not have gotten the call from the spotter. As you see Eric Bissline trying to hustle his way on through along with Dustin Lamb. I'm just wondering if those spotters did not give the 3 wide call to their drivers when they were indeed 3 wide. That does happen. iRacing does not have the best spotters in the world. I'm sure every iRacing driver can attest to sometimes the spotter just doesn't give you the call as fast as they should and give you the awareness. But, of course, these drivers, one thing that you'll see that's different about these cars that you don't have, or actually, in this case, do have in your personal vehicle at home, is no wing mirrors. There are no mirrors on these cars, so these drivers really do have to be very mindful when they're driving them around the racetrack with the other drivers around them. Using your ears is so important, and also getting these cars kind of yawed out in the corner so you can get a little bit of spatial awareness is extremely important. So I'm sure that might have been what may have led to that accident. Meanwhile, the pace truck heads down pit road. Chris Eberly gets back on the loud pedal. We have 25 laps to go here at Eldora. Caution flag laps do not count if you're wondering at home. Chris Eberly on the high side. Here comes Kurt Burns in the number 9X. We've been seeing him go down the bottom side of the racetrack, but caution flag is out once again. Believe it might have been the number 92 machine here of Eric Bissline who might have had an issue. He was hustling around to try and catch up to the back of the pack, and he was not with the pack when the green flag actually fell. The green flag, you can see the field there going through turn number 3 and 4, waiting to see the green flag come out. Green flag is now out at this moment in time. The number 92 all by himself here gets on the slick portion of the racetrack. You can see the track starting to rubber down just a little bit and kind of slick up. And well, I didn't see anything. As the caution flag is back out. I don't know what brought out that yellow. Might have to do a little bit more investigating here on 3 Wide TV. We do have a couple of drivers on pit road, but I really don't know what the caution flag came out for here, folks. I'm just gonna do a little bit more investigation work and see if I can figure it out. But I'm not seeing anything here on my end. I thought maybe it was Eric. Apologize for that, Eric, but you're definitely not the cause of the caution flag. But luckily that number 92 can get caught back up to the back. And maybe it was an admin thrown yellow so Eric could catch up to the back of the pack. I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, they're all together for this restart. 24 laps to go. Chris Eberly out to an early advantage. We've seen that number 9X really hug the bottom of the racetrack, but he having some connection issues there just disappears. We saw Jeff Lamb in the 67 get sideways right in the middle of the field. Good job by the whole field to avoid running into him. But up at the front of the field, Nicholas Lamb, the number 5 machine, has gotten himself Jared King, big hit. He comes down the racetrack, and the number 13, Oliver Golding, thrown up the racetrack. And I believe Oliver Golding, that might be the night done for Oliver Golding, because I'm not seeing him out there on the racetrack. They do run a incident point limit here in the series, and I'm wondering if that is what we just saw right there. But again, the outside wall coming out to grab one of these drivers here tonight. Let's put this into 3 Wide TV slow motion cam. You see the number 12 kind of hit the wall with his right rear, and once he does so, gets the number 12 completely sideways, nowhere for the number 13 to go. And unfortunately for the number 13 of Oliver Golding, he kind of went around in his car, but Jared King probably got the worst end of that stick in his race car. So definitely a tough break. There is the number 12 machine kind of getting woed back up. Let's see if we can get one more look at this one, maybe from the kind of onboard cam, onboard with the number 12 machine. Let's put on our good friend, the gyro cam. Always give the gyro cam a workout, and gets thrown down into the inside wall. Hopefully did not get stuck in the inside wall, did not able to get it backed up and out there on the racetrack. So hopefully he does not end up losing a lap here, as we have seen before. Meanwhile, back out there on the racetrack, it is with about 21 laps to go with the green flag drops. Pace truck going to head down pit road. We thank each and every one of you for joining us here on 3 Wide TV here tonight. Pace truck on pit road, green flag back in the air, and Chris Everly leads us back to the green flag. Kurt Burns in the 9X still trying to go to work on the number 5 machine to his outside. But look at the number 10 machine. That's a driver who we haven't seen up there inside. And now contact. Eric Bisline possibly involved. And we're still got cars going around in the corner. It looks like Oliver Golding in the number 13 was actually not disqualified. So that's good news. But we're back under the yellow flag here, folks. Let's see if we can break this one down. Let's watch that number 92 machine right there on the inside of the racetrack. Eric Bisline comes out of turn number 2. The number 10, who I just mentioned, we hadn't really seen him here tonight. Dustin Lamb gets into it with the number 9X of Kurt Burns, and you see Bisline there in the number 92 trying to squeak his way through it. Then Oliver Golding in the number 13, he was trying to squeak his way through it, but there's Bisline. I think the 13 was lucky enough to kind of avoid getting through. Then the 12 of King gets hit by the 67 of Jeff Lamb. And that was kind of an incident that lasted the entire length of the backstretch and all the way down off into turn number 3. Let's see if we can get one more look at this one here, folks. Let's see if we can watch the number 67 machine, because I think he'll have a pretty good look of the initial contact here between the 10 and the 9X. Indeed, he did, and he just trying to go down there on the side of the racetrack. And, ooh, that was the 01 machine who had snuck his way down there to the bottom side of the racetrack of Anthony Karff. And I think Karff was down there, kind of on his own accord and trying to get himself all set up down there to avoid the incident. But folks, we're going back green here at Eldora. Just like that, the number of cars in the field appears like a couple less, as the number 13 of Oliver Golding has somehow snuck his way back up into the top 3, but he gets split. Look at that, 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2, and same thing happens again. The 13 and the 12 and the 01 getting into it. Exact replay of what we saw under that last green flag. So let's see if we can get a replay of this one, but it's very similar to what we just saw. And let's see if we can see what happened with Jared King in the number 12 machine. Let's put it down into slow motion. Watch him try and go around the outside here. We're 3 wide at this point, almost 4 wide. The number 98 there on the bottom, that's Wade Burris. 12 hits the wall. The 13 slides up. And really, they just run out of room there. There was 3 cars, really, where there should only be about 2. At 3 wide there, just not paying off. And unfortunately for the number 13 and the number 12, really tough break. And I think probably the 12 there of King came out of that the worst. Anthony Karff might have come away with quite a bit of damage as well in his race car. Let's see if we can get one more look at this here, kind of in full speed with just this cam, giving you a look, and watch the 01. Boom. Ow. Man, that 01 did come in pretty fast. And it doesn't look like the number 12 was able to make it back to the pits kind of on his own power, as that car was absolutely toast. Well, let's see if we can go back here get another another restart lined up for you folks. Chris Eberly, Nicholas Lamb, Wade Burris, Eric Bisline here up at the front of the field for this particular restart. You see the top 5 right there for you. Green flag about to come off. There goes the pace truck. And we're back to green flag racing here at Eldora. Chris Eberly leading us. Wade Burris with a slide job on the number 5 machine off into turn number 1. That's how you get the job done. A lot more single file out there on the racetrack this time. Merle Garing, the 4th, is back out there on the racetrack in the number 6 machine. He is, however, currently being scored about 3 laps down in his machine. We actually do have a couple cars 1 lap down. Kurt Burns, Dustin Lamb, both 1 or more laps down at this moment in time. We'll see if they get the waiver round if we have another caution. But Chris Eberly starting to check out right now at the front of the field, just using that high line to his advantage. He has felt really comfortable up there on the top side of the racetrack. Here we go on board, looking out front of the race leader in the number 3 machine. He has led now a good portion of this race, but we have seen over the past couple of weeks that doesn't mean anything in the Illicit Design circuit, as we have seen late race passes for the victory. It has been a lot of fun in the closing laps here over the past couple of weeks. Let's see if we can get some action for you right now. However, Eric Bisline just lost the spot to Oliver Golding. Golding now back up into the top 4. But just like that, the number 92 over-under move slides up in front of the number 13. But here comes Golding now on the bottom side of the racetrack. This is a good battle currently for the 4th position. Now Bisline trying to cut down underneath the 13 of Golding. We have seen Golding be just a little bit faster than that number 92 here tonight. The 92 slides up and gives him a hip check there through turn number 4. And the number 92 going to pull off that pass, at least for now, because here comes Golding on the high line. You're not missing anything up at the front of the field. They've all kind of gotten single file and starting to spread apart from one another. But this battle right now for 4th is the best one. Again, the number 92 machine says, hey, buddy, I want that spot. And that allows the number 9X machine to close in back behind him. That's Kurt Burns. But Burns is right now, like I mentioned just a little while ago, 1 lap down in the number 9X machine. So he has really been one of the only drivers running that inside groove here tonight. Again, he's running that inside groove, trying to get around these 2, probably being mindful of the fact that they're battling for position here with 11 laps to go, and he is still stuck 1 lap down. But for right now, it looks like Oliver Golding able to hold on to that pass. There you see a last-ditch effort by Eric Bisline, and contact between the 9X and the number 13. I was thinking that maybe Kurt Burns was going to say, you know what, let me race these 2 a little bit clean, because they are locked in a battle for position, but didn't exactly seem like he got that memo. The bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can see how the field is really spread out at this moment in time. We continue to watch this number 13 because he is closing in on the number 5 of Nicholas Lamb right in front of him. Let's see if we can bring up that battle right here. Watch the bottom side of the racetrack. There we go. Let's get rid of that one. And you can see that Lamb here, he's really losing to Oliver Golding. Last time by quite a bit quicker. And over the past 5 laps, Nicholas Lamb has lost about 2 seconds to the number 13, but looks like Golding there getting into the outside wall. We'll see what that difference is down to now, just 0.3 of a second. This is the best battle. This is a battle, folks, for a podium. We're going to hopefully get to talk to our top 3 finishers after the show here tonight. But that number 13 there running the high line, what can he do? As that gap is all but erased between the 13 and the 5, and looks like Golding going to try and power around on the outside line and makes it look easy. Nicholas Lamb now back into 4th. We'll see whether or not Eric Bisline can close in on that number 5 machine. Based off of the pace that we've seen out of Oliver Golding, I do believe he will be able to scoot away from Nicholas Lamb here over the next couple laps. Just 4 laps to go now as Chris Eberly working a little bit of lap traffic. He's caught up to Jeff Lamb in the 67. Jeff currently being scored in the 7th position. gonna fall a lap down here, so we're just down to 6 cars on the lead lap as we go across the start-finish line with 3 more laps to go here in Rossburg, Ohio. Eldora, one of the greatest dirt tracks, and caution flag has come out. We were just a lap and a half away from seeing the white flag, and we do believe it's the number 9X here of Kurt Burns, working his way through turn number 1 and 2 here. Kind of all on his own at this point. Maybe just pitches the car in. Oh, I see what the issue was. The number 92 of Eric Bisline in front of him had ground to a halt. And the number 9X there gets mostly sideways. So let's see if we can see what happened here to the number 92 of Eric Bisline. Jump on board with him. Here we go. Look at how much the racetrack has really slicked down in turn number 3. You see the dark line that's really formed, and he did about all he could do to try and get that car going straight, and had he not have had the number 9 of Kurt Burns come up alongside him, we might not have had a yellow flag there, but it wasn't meant to be, unfortunately, and that caution flag comes out. And I say unfortunately, but we're now going to have a little bit of a shootout here at Eldora here, folks. And what we have seen over the past couple of weeks, like I mentioned here tonight, you don't know who's going to walk away with the win here in the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit until the checkered flag falls. We have seen some late race scuffles. Might we see another one here tonight? Looks like these drivers trying to form up out here. Eberly appears like he is going to want to take the outside groove for this restart. In fact, looks like most of the field here lining up for... Well, I thought they were lining up for a single file restart, but the looks like the pace truck lights have indeed stayed on, so we'll have to do at least one more lap here. Want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here on 3Wide TV here tonight, the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit. So next week we will have the season finale. That's right, folks. The season finale, we go to the Bristol Motor Speedway to crown a champion here in the 358 Modifieds. Definitely going to be a lot of fun next week. Very much looking forward to that one right here on 3Wide TV. That will be the final one here of the 358 Modifieds before we resume our Total Nonstop Racing League action on Monday nights. They have been off the channel for a little bit in their off season, and then we'll be back racing with them. But the green flag is out here. We're going to have 2 laps to go at Eldora. Chris Eberly does lead us to a single file restart, and Oliver Golding in the fence in the back of the pack, and caution flag will come out. So we'll have to re-rack them and do it all over again. Let's look at the restart right here. Chris Eberly leads us to the green here in the single file restart. Got the number 98, Wade Burris, back behind him. The number 13 sends it off into turn number 1, a little bit too much beans, and gets up into the fence, and I'm not sure if he was able to finally get it off the fence. Okay, iRacing, that is some iRacing physics. Trying to rock it, that's iRacing physics at its finest, folks. That thing is just getting tossed around like a top on a table. Finally gets it down onto the bottom side of the racetrack, but you can see that suspension is toast. So he's going to have to take a tow back to pit road, and that will be very unfortunate for the number 13 machine, Oliver Golding, who has been very, very quick here tonight. We'll see whether or not he can make it off of pit road before the green flag falls. I do doubt it at this moment in time. Pace truck lights have turned off. Going to be an interesting restart for you folks, because the faces up there at the front of the field are a little bit different than what we have seen here tonight. Chris Eberly, though, has been the dominant car here in the feature. Did not win his heat earlier tonight, finished second in the heat, but so far has led the most laps here in the feature race. But don't count out anyone here. We're going to have another 2-lap shootout. Chris Eberly, Eric Bisline, Anthony Karff, Nicholas Lamb, and Kurt Burns will lead us back to the green flag. The number 3 is on the loud pedal. Couple of cars at the back of the group getting sideways. Jeff Lamb was one of those drivers. going down there, but Everly, great restart for him, and he's out to a pretty big lead. Side-by-side battle now for the third position. Nicholas Lamb, Anthony Karf, the number 5 and the 0-1, battling with one another. White flag is in the air. Chris Everly, just 4 more corners here at Eldora, sling it around the top side. Here comes Nicholas Lamb, the number 5 machine. He's going to get his way up into the second position, but coming out of turn number 4, Chris Everly in the number 3 will take it to victory lane. Here comes the number 5, Nicholas Lamb, Eric Bisline, and Kurt Burns rounding out your top 4. Anthony Karf going to slide back to 5th right there at the end of the race. What a finish here, folks, on 3 Wide TV. Let's see if we can go back and get another look at this restart, because this is going to be a fun one. We'll get one more look at this here on 3 Wide TV before we bring up the final race results here tonight. So the 3 machine got out to a great start. Then a little bit further back, you see the 9X and the number 5 and the 67 there of Jeff Lamb all kind of having a little bit of a moment there right when they hit the loud pedal, went across the start-finish line, and Jeff unfortunately got the bad end of that. Anthony Karf, real big slide there. Nicholas Lamb sending it through turn number 1 and 2. This line just got a really sideways in that number 92 machine, and just lost too much momentum. That allowed Lamb to kind of roll that high side, but oh man, look at Karf sending it there. Now look at the number 10 machine, Dustin Lamb. He was a couple laps down in that number 10, but he looked a little racy there. He's going to come home with a 10th place finish, but I know Chris Everly going to be really excited here tonight on 3 Wide TV to go back to victory lane. See him down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's excited. He's pumped up with the win here tonight. Going to come down into victory lane, which is right over here at Eldora. There we go. Right up the ramp and parking it in victory lane. Chris Everly in that number 3 machine. There comes Eric Bisline, tonight's 3rd place finisher. Nicholas Lamb also up there as you get a beautiful look of Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, Ohio. This is a racetrack I've not been to, folks, but I definitely want to check out at some point in my life. It's on my bucket list. Well, let's see if we can jump back kind of live here. You can see the final race results there up at the top of your screen rolling on by. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3 finishers here tonight. We will, of course, be starting with tonight's 3rd place finisher, Mr. Eric Bisline, here in just a second. Let's see if we can get him into the 3 Wide TV booth. Eric Bisline.
1 second.
Eric Bisline, Peter Short, 3 Wide TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm doing pretty good. I bet you are doing pretty good there. A really great finish to your race here tonight. Was a little topsy-turvy at times, but you were able to walk away with us with a top 3. Tell us about those final laps.
Final laps when that caution came out, it was slicking it off pretty well. I should have had 2nd, but I got sideways going around 1 and 2 after the white flag. But it's racing. It's first top 3 I've gotten all year, so I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, definitely a really good result for you in the number 92 here tonight. Tell us about the track conditions out there. It definitely looked like right at the end of the race it slicked off. Of course, you did have a chance there to possibly get a top 2, but kind of lost your momentum there through 1 and 2 on the white flag lap.
Yeah, it got real slick there toward the end. I tried using the bottom there toward halfway through, but there was no grip down there. Everything was up top or in the middle, and I just couldn't find the right groove to stay up there in the top 2.
Well, nonetheless, Eric, a really good run for you. Before we let you go here on 3 Wide TV, one question, Bristol next week. What are your thoughts about Bristol? And then secondly, give us any shout-outs that you might have.
I haven't raced Bristol in a while. It's going to be quite interesting. It'll be, I was sitting 3rd in points, 2nd in points, somewhere in there. So it'll be a rough, hopefully a good race. I got a shout out to my teammate actually, Chris Eberly, with the win, and that's about it.
All right. Well, I got to say, congratulations on finishing in third here tonight. And we'll hope to see you again next week, Bristol.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for our third place interview. Let's see if we can talk to Nicholas Lamb, tonight's runner-up here at Eldora. Nicholas, Peter Short, 3YTV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, I'll tell you what, that number 5, again, a little bit of a topsy-turvy night, but you end up with a strong run in the number 5 machine out there. Tell us about your night.
Well, it was very challenging. I was in the wall, out of the wall. Had many obstacles. I didn't think I was even going to get the top 3 here tonight, but other than that, it was fun tonight.
Yeah, definitely looked like a lot of fun out there on the racetrack. We saw, some drivers try the bottom side of the racetrack. Definitely didn't seem like there was a whole lot of grip down there, but just kind of speak about the patience here tonight, because definitely with all the topsy-turviness that you had here tonight, definitely took a lot of patience for you to come home with a second place finish tonight.
Oh yeah, just definitely for sure. Just had to watch out for people when they hit the wall and stuff, and if they were up on the high side getting it, I went down to the bottom, see if I can get them, pass them on the bottom, because they're up there messing around. Just trying to find where they're not.
Well, you definitely did a good job there in the closing stages to minimize the late race mistakes and really capitalize on your people around you having different troubles here or there. Great race for you here tonight. Next week we go to Bristol. The world's fastest half mile converts to dirt. What are your thoughts about going to Bristol?
Oh, I love Bristol. I can't wait. I'm excited already.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good one. Season finale as well, Nicholas, right here on 3YTV next week. Before we let you go, any shout-outs?
I'd like to thank Lambs Motorsports and Illicit Designs for holding this wonderful, wonderful show tonight.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on finishing in the runner-up positions. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for Nicholas Lamb, tonight's runner-up. Let's see if we can bring in tonight's race winner, driver of the number 3 machine, and a dominating performance for the number 3 machine of Chris Eberly. Chris, tell us about your race tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. There's a lot of caution flags, but overall, it's a pretty good race. I'm excited for the win.
Yeah, definitely. There was quite a few caution flags here tonight, which you didn't, at least I didn't expect, with the fact that there was kind of a smaller field. But tell us a little bit about the track conditions.
Good at Eldora, so once I got out front, it was smooth sailing after that, pretty much.
Yeah, you definitely got to the front of the field and was able to kind of set sail. And how important were those restarts? You were nailing them here tonight.
Yeah, I had a couple bad restarts last week, so I tried to work on that a little bit better. It worked out. Got the win.
Yeah, that it did. We go to Bristol next week. It's the final race of the championship. What are your thoughts of Bristol?
Trying to go for 2 in a row.
All right. Well, Chris, before we let you go, any shout-outs?
Nope. Not really.
All righty. Well, Chris, thanks for stopping by up here in the 3YTV booth, and we'll maybe get to talk to you next week. All right. Well, folks, that is going to do it. Unfortunately, the session has timed out, and unfortunately, when the iRacing session does time out, all of our graphics are unable to pop up, which is a bit of a pain. But I'm going to go through tonight's finishing order for you so you can hear where your favorite driver finished. Chris Eberly taking home the win in the number 3 machine. Nicholas Lamb finishing in second. Eric Bisline, the number 92, finishing in third. Kurt Burns in the number 9, finishing in 4th. Anthony Karf in the 01, rounding out your top 5. Jeff Lamb, the 67, finishing in 6th. Wade Burris in the number 98, who had quite a bit of pace here tonight. He finishes 3 laps down in the number 98 machine in 7th. Oliver Golding finishing just behind him, also 3 laps down in the 8th position. Merle Garing, the 4th, finishing about 5 laps down in the number 6 machine. Tough break for the winner of the one and only heat race that we had here tonight. Dustin Lamb finishing in 10th in the number 10 machine. Jared King in 11th. And JP Scheiderer did not start and will be credited with a 12th place finish here tonight at Eldora. Well, folks, like I mentioned, next week at Bristol, we have the season finale. Going to be a fun one. The world's fastest half mile is going to be covered in dirt for these 358 modifieds here in the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit. But for myself, Peter Short, and everyone else here at the 3 Wide TV family, we want to give a big shout out to our friends over at SimTV for the camera angles we have on the channel each and every week. And of course, all of you people watching in the chat, we really do thank you. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button on the way out here if you want to see more 3 Wide TV action, and follow the other leagues that we follow along with the Illicit Designs Dirt Circuit. We would love to have you on board for the ride as we close in on 1,000 followers. But for myself, Peter Short, and everyone else, we want to thank you and stay safe and have a good night. See ya!